back to the Why Not Us podcast with your favorite host, Rahmere and Sen. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're back. We're so glad you clicked on the video.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We back with another episode here for you today.
Yes.
So glad you're here. Like we say all the time, we're super grateful for just the support and the continuation of the, the listening, the clicking, the liking, the sharing, and everything like that. Just like the clips you see on social, you know what I'm saying? To like following the page, to like listening on the YouTube, watching the visual. It just all goes a long way. We're just super happy, super grateful. We're super glad that you're here.
Yeah, I think you took all the words.
I did all the words.
It's okay, because that's how I feel as well. We share the same sentiment, and we just, again, thank you that you come back every other week to watch us, to listen to us, to pull some sort of inspiration or gem or knowledge. So thank you again, and let's get into the podcast.
1000%. So first off, we're going to do highs and lows.
Yeah.
We'll get into the highs and lows. Can we hear about your highs and your lows?
Of course. Be my honor. So I'll start with my high. My high is that I'm a big advocate of mental health, and it is really important for everybody to take care of their own mental health. So I have been doing the privilege of going into therapy, and it's something that is, I don't know, sometimes it used to be so cliche or so negative to think about therapy, but I'm glad that a lot of people have enlightened that thought, including myself, and it's helpful, and I'm super I'm happy for my journey and looking forward, and it's making me more deep. And I used to think I feel like I used to think that I didn't need therapy because I was always figuring out or writing down or storytelling or outputting life. But especially now, I'm dealing with a lot of grief and a lot of loss, just around my recent passing of my grandmother. It's been helping me with that, piecing things together and all that. So, being that, in life, life's not easy. So it's really good to take care of yourself, your inside and your outer. So, and we have mental health awareness. So that is important to continue to spread mental health. So that's my high. Therapy. Okay. So, and my low, I don't really have a low.
That's
like I said, I with that, I can't have a low. I'm working through a lot of things, working on myself, and holding myself accountable for a lot of things, whether good or bad or indifferent. So it's really important. What about you?
All right. So I'm going to steal a page out of your book.
Okay.
My low. Boy, oh boy. This is my least favorite time of year. Bro, it started to get hot. It started to get warm. It started to get muggy. The bugs is out. You know what I'm saying?
We're not even in summer yet.
Nah, I'm just not with it.
Oh my God.
The bugs is out. It's muggy. It's hot. And we got like 3 months of this. Skip. Fast forward me, please.
Oh,
take me to September.
Well, it's hot in September.
All right, but at least I got my birthday. At least I got, at least we're getting close to the end.
Very hot in September,
actually. At least we're getting close to the end. We gotta go through August.
You don't like any aspect of... You don't like any aspect of summer?
It be muggy. I like.
Okay, but what about the not so muggy days? You still don't like
the bug's still out, mug or not.
You don't like the fact that you get to unlayer a piece of you can wear flip flops if you not want, short sleeve shirts. You don't like that? Or water ice on a nice day with a pretzel, or going to the water park or pool, or hey,
don't get me wrong, that stuff is cool. It's just it's not the end all be all for me. I don't know, man.
Wow.
This is not my favorite part of the year.
I don't know. I think that was, I don't know if that's my first time, but that has definitely been a highlight, me hearing about somebody not really enjoying spring, summer weather.
It be muggy.
Now, I'm not going to lie. It sometimes be
sticky,
way too hot. And I feel like that's the time
we just getting started. We're not even in July, August.
I know. I feel like that's the time where people really want to go to amusement parks or
and that's why I don't like those. Nope. So next.
We
go swimming next.
But that's why I appreciate the springtime, because it's right in that mix of, that also can be muggy, can be rainy, bugs can come, but it's a good still breeze that you get. I don't know. You said no to all of it. You like winter. I know. I
like fall, winter, spring.
Yeah.
Not in that order. But
that's crazy. You were born in September. That's so crazy. Opposite.
Oh man, look, we good. So my low has been super muggy, bro. It's just I gotta keep the air on in the house. It's not my
Or
favorite
open up
time of year.
open up the blinds.
Now, man, mugs and that mug and bugs. That's at my door now. So I'm cool. I'm good, man. Fast forward, like I said, that's my solution.
Respect. Okay.
My high, if I can think of a high, my high's mostly just been kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it's the small things. I've been feeling kind of just like grateful the small things lately.
Mm-hmm.
Just the ability to be able to, you know, get paid for what I know, or like work in my field, or just like be able to have friends that's on the same wavelength as me, or be able to make projects, to just think of something and we create it and we do it, right? Just the small things I've been feeling very grateful about, because these people that wish they could but can't, and people that can't in general, like, or people like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not everybody can do what we do, or just have the talent or the time or the ability. So that stuff I've been super grateful for. So I think that's my high. I've been retrospective for sure.
Good. And I think it's helpful along also with the process of creating. Helps you be more introspective.
Yeah.
About things.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's good to hear. We both are having some, good weeks and a lot of highs and, not so much lows other than the weather.
Yeah, buddy.
But moving on to, I know it was both of our favorite topics, the icon and the eye. Mm-hmm. And if you are new to, our channel, our podcast, this is basically a segment where we highlight a person who's just doing their thing, and maybe it's a creative space, or whether they have a book out, a movie, or, just doing their thing and working super hard. And, we want to just spread a little bit of shine on them and give them their flowers. So with that being said, would you like to delve in, or you want me to take the reins?
I can start. Okay. So my icon eye this episode is somebody that New Chronicle Productions actually has worked with. Really? And I just met them, and I think they're really a dope person, really great, creative, talented person.
Okay.
He goes by the name Raphael. And he actually helped us engineer our, our back then, our SCP cipher, and other projects that, we can't talk about yet, right? But just meeting him as a person, just real cool, humble, down to earth, talented individual. You know what I'm saying? Not only does he engineer, he's also an artist and makes his own music.
Yeah.
So just a really cool guy that I just see, like, he's super talented, super chill, super down to earth, and just, somebody that we really, really, really cool with. So I just want to shout out to him. He's been doing this thing, and I know he's been working, being creative. I just want him to just, keep up the good work, keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to you, Brody.
Yeah, shout out to you, all the work you do. So the icon in the eye for me this week is going to be someone that we, hopefully that some of us know, goes by the name of Coco Jones.
Hopefully some of us know.
Hopefully some of us know. I don't want to say everybody know. Hopefully if you don't know, you should definitely get into her. Coco Jones is a staple, and a lot of millennial or, Gen Z, we first seen her on Let It Shine. And for her, that was just amazing. And it's so amazing how, I believe podcasts, you talked about rebranding yourself. And I believe Coco Jones continuously rebrands herself. And basically she put out an album, her first ever album. She's always been in the music space. She's always been a singer, has amazing vocals, but this is her first time that she's dropping an album. And it is an amazing album. If you haven't had the opportunity, I would go, because she is one of the girls that is bringing R&B back. A lot of people say the R&B is, dead or gone or whatever, but Coco is such an amazing, intricate artist, where every little detail, every little reverb, every little harmony that you hear is so her. And it's so R&B. But also she's not in anybody's box. Coco, now she can dance and choreograph, and she's on tour now, which is amazing. And so she's just an all-around really talented artist. She's acting. You've seen her in Bel Air as well. That has been a show that I love. Exactly. So Coco Jones for me is just really an all-around amazing artist that I feel like a lot of people have been sleeping on, but now they have been seeing her do her thing, and seeing her stage presence, and seeing how she commands the stage and audiences. And I really love a voice that reflects so many different times, but also it feels new. It feels familiar, but also feels so brand new. So shout out to Coco, and I'm super happy that this is her first album and it's doing great. Like, I'm surprised that she hasn't had an album at this point already.
No, right?
But
First one was kind of crazy.
yeah, she's only had EPs.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is, to me, it's just such an amazing thing. Also to represent the trajectory of your life. Her life took a lot of turns. You know, once she was done being a Disney star, it was this peak that she was in and she wasn't so sure. So now she's fully out, fully ready, and she's just another gem to the music industry. So shout out to Coco.
Okay. Roxy, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. It's so tough.
Yes. So now that we both did our icon in the eyes, now it is ready. You know, we are ready to dive into our meat and potatoes of the show, our main topic. So I'm going to let everybody know what the topic is today.
Yes, I will let everyone know what the topic is today. So the topic here today, we're going to really dive in and figure out, we had a question and we just wanted to bring it to you guys. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you are defined more by what you do or defined by who you are? Now that can turn into like creatively, like mm-hmm. It can define who you are as a creative or what you do as a creative. Mm-hmm. Let's say who I am, I'm a multifaceted, I can draw, can paint, mm-hmm. I can sing, like mm-hmm. that's who I am. But what I do, the only thing that I put out, what I do, other people see, I'm an author. I write about it. All that stuff I do, I just write about it, and that's what people see, right? You know what I'm saying? What do you feel like you're more defined as? Basically what you do or who you are?
I feel like both. I don't know if I want to play the middleman, but I think people, when they see me or when they see the art that I do or the poems I create or the visions that I have or the ideas that I spew out, is only, you can't help but think of who I am. I have a lot of humility, I have a lot of heart, I have a lot of creative drive. So I think also outside of the creative space, it's kind of like who you are personally. Like, what are your values, and does that come across in your art? Mm-hmm. Are you a visionary person, or are you more intellectual? Or like, you know, you can hear somebody do a poem and it's very intellectual, and that's exactly who they are. And it can right, yeah. Or it cannot be. Yeah. But I think that I'm in the middle. I think that I stay true to myself. My art, it shows, it reflects. It might not reflect all of who I am, but you definitely could tell if you know me that it reflects an aspect of who I am.
I agree with that. I agree with you as kind of like both. Like, who you are, people are really, I feel like they would have to know you. Right. Right? Get deep in knowing who you are personally, right? Because there's who you are and who you show that you are, right? Mm-hmm. And who you really are. You know, it's like, you know, another thing for another time. But like, you know, who you are, people have to really know. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're more easily defined by what you do. I feel like we're living in a world where it's just like, what have you done and what do you do? Like, that's just like job interviews. That's just opportunities. It's not even like who you are. Like, you could be the kindest person in the world. You know who you are. But do you show kindness? I don't know. I can't judge you I just go based on what you do. And I seen you, I don't know, flip off that homeless person. What you do. You are kind. But like your actions, it definitely trumps who you are. Mm-hmm. I feel like.
Mm-hmm. It does. Well, it sounds like we're moving more into more personal.
Yeah.
But I feel like on the personal aspect, again, well, it's two things. Because now we could talk about, if we're just speaking not about influencers or celebrities, that's different because we don't have to know that person personally. We could see what they do and know, like, they might be a great singer, but they treat people really crappy or whatever. So that's a version, but also the version of like you or I or whatever. It can be like people have to know us to know, like, oh, that's you or that's not you. Or why did you think that was a good way to, you know, put that out there? Like, what you put out there, you know, that's not who you truly are. Or what you are bringing to people. Or maybe it is an aspect of it.
I feel like it's easy to sometimes fake. It's both sides. Like, I feel like you can't fake what you do. But sometimes it can be easy to fake what you do. Because, like, I'm sitting here thinking, moving in the creative front, what if I just dropped a gangster rap album tomorrow?
And that's not what you are.
Exactly. You had to double down like that.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was just saying, I was just thinking about people or like, you know, they.
And that's not who you are.
I wasn't talking about you. No. But that is a vibe. People do that. people talk about a lot of, we're not going to say it on
Right,
here,
that's
but
what I
people
do.
talk about a lot of things, and then you look at them in the library, they're reading a book, or, there's just, they don't match up.
Is it okay to switch out what you do, even though that's not who you are on the creative front? Like, let's say, like I said, I dropped a gangster rap album tomorrow because that's what's selling it, because that's what my demographic likes, or that's where I know that there is a niche for it, right?
No.
I could feel like I can dip into that world, right? I can talk about it really well. I can create from that perspective, but that's not who I am. Is that okay to create from perspective that's not who you are?
Okay, you're leading with that.
Yeah.
Before you went, I thought you were saying, like, is it okay just to fake, like, to act hard if you're not hard, or try to, like, totally be, but if you have a perspective on something.
Well, I don't.
What do you mean?
So, like,
if you don't have a
I've
perspective?
never experienced that. But I don't know, somehow I can channel that.
So I'll tell you this, when I was younger, or even still now, I read a lot of things I've never been through.
Mm-hmm.
I've read about so many things I've never experienced, but I can tap into that because I people watch and I'm observing, or whatever the case might be. So I think when it comes to that, sure. But when you're just talking about music and stuff and rap, how long are you doing that for? Is that you're going to be your whole career? Is that half of your career? Are you just dipping?
Yeah, right.
If you're just trying new things, by all means, try new things. That's what we're here for, to try different realms and see what we like and we don't like. But if that's your whole stilo, like the whole time, I would start to feel like you're being disingenuous to yourself and to your fans, or to whomever your target audience is. A little bit.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, who you really are will find a way to come to light.
Absolutely.
I feel like, positively and negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you may do good things, you may do great art, but if you are a terrible person,
not a good person, yeah.
If people are, you can be the best photographer in the world, but people have issues with you, or like scandals, shambles, things like that, who you are will trump what you do, because at the end of the day, that will always come to light. Like, what's in your heart, like, will always come to light. Like, at the end of the day. But I agree with you. Like, there's nothing wrong with dipping in, like, write things from different perspective. You might not ever experience that, but you can imagine what that would be like. That's a good imagination. I feel like that.
Yeah.
So, like, you can you can act and create something based on not who you are.
Yeah.
But like you said, once you start it, now you got to keep it up. Maybe if it hits, you might have to keep it up. You might have to kind of switch up who you are to get more, you can relate better.
Yeah.
You might have to go rob some people now to do a gangster rap album. I don't know, like.
Yeah, like, what's that called? Method acting.
Yeah. It's really method acting.
Method acting.
1000%.
So, I think that can only go so far. And also how you present yourself and how people see you and how you are, it's all a part of you. So it's like, let's just try to be the best, like, not best person, but like, give people who you are versus somebody who you're not. Because it's hard to kind of play up on something that you're not versus who you are. It's hard to, like, it's like lying. It's hard to, like, try to keep covering a lie versus just being like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I am. And I don't know. I don't know if many people, I don't know. I'm trying to think about how we see that today. Do we see a lot of that today in our world culture, art, music, movies? How people, not that we know people personally, but maybe we see somebody acting out or, culturally going viral, and really that's not who they are. That's not what they are. That's not what we think they are, but I don't know. The only thing I can think about is like Kanye West. I don't know.
I don't know what he is.
Yeah, but I feel like he's acting out.
His name's Ye.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We're not about to talk about Kanye West, but I'm just saying, I feel like at times, and this is, I feel like, another podcast topic, but people do things for like shock value.
Yeah.
And they slowly start to morph into like this thing.
Now you gotta keep it up.
Yeah. Now you gotta keep being like the headline.
Shocker. Because what you did before, years ago, that was shocking, ain't gonna be shocking now.
Yeah. So,
I see it.
I don't know how far you can get with that.
No, I can see it. I can see it for sure. But swinging back to this topic, it's just like, we're really, like, art-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you can support an artist that is like, who they are is different from what they do? Like it's completely opposite.
This is okay. Give me an example.
So an example.
I'm thinking of extremities here.
So example could really be like, this person does really, really great like short films, right? And like, let's say an example. Let's say Issa Rae, right? She did the I forgot her short web series that later turned into Insecure. Awkward Black Girl, right? So like she did Awkward Black Girl, right? Mm-hmm. Put out, resonated with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. What if Issa Rae was not an awkward Black girl?
That's fine.
That would be fun.
She's tapping into other realms. Maybe she's seen her friends or her mom. But like she's
so completely opposite. It's like she's not an awkward Black girl. She's probably not even like into like Black like things or Black empowerment. Like not at all.
We love Issa Rae. But if that were the case, I would feel, as a fan, I would kind of feel betrayed a bit because I would feel like if you're making something literally called Awkward Black Girl, you're highlighting something that doesn't really get highlighted much. Awkward Black girls or any other thing that's underrepresented. I would think like, okay, if that's not what you are, that's not what you believe, why are you doing that? Because that's such a big thing that people recognize in themselves and they want to see that. So I would kind of feel betrayed as a fan, but I would hope not.
Right. And I guess I think about like music artists. Like
I think about music artists.
Somebody like really into like unity, you know what I'm saying? Just like bringing men or women together, but then they like got beef in the industry. They don't really like people behind the scenes. Because that looks good. That looks good, right?
Yeah.
Unity and like, that'll sell and people will buy your records and your albums or everything that.
I don't know. I think that's different. That's just people.
Yeah.
But when you asked me that question in my head, I thought of like extremities. Like, can we separate the art from the artist? Or, things that people have done.
We'll dive into that too.
To women or in the industry or, whatever. That, no. Because automatically I'm just like, if you did something that's like crazy, I'm just like, oh my gosh. If I hear your music, all I'm thinking about is that thing. Like, I don't know. Like, we hear so much in the industry. I don't care if you're my favorite artist. If something happened, I'm like, I can't help but think. If you did something like, let's say to children, God forbid.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to think about. At that point, I'm so unattracted to you, to your art, to your music. Like, that's just me. Maybe I'm just too extreme for that. But I just become unattracted if that was the case. If it's that extreme, if it's that bad, if it's that so out of your realm of who you present it to be or what your art is.
So dipping into separating the artist and the art, how do you feel about that? So you were saying, I cannot separate the artist from the art.
In some aspects. I think it depends on the thing.
Okay. Well,
like if you're talking about if somebody's having unity and then they got beef with the whole, industry. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, what I do with me?
Okay.
But it's something that is affecting, men and children and women and potentially just not right morally. I'm gonna have I don't know. I don't think I can. It's like a I don't know. Music, it just depends on if we're talking about any art, but right now we're talking about music. So for me, music, it is very, very important to me. Very, very vital to me. I cannot do anything without music. So if I'm listening to a person that their music and you don't, I can't listen to you. I don't know. It just, I don't know.
What's their mindset? What's their mindset when he was making a song or like?
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm grossed out. I'm icked out. I can't.
Mostly, so like extreme case would be like R. Kelly, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't even like to say his name. Respectfully, Robert. I don't listen to his music. If somebody's around me listening to music, I will get the ick. I'll be like, because it's like, in my mind goes, whoa, who do you make that song? Like, age ain't nothing but a number. Who you
stepping in the name of love to?
Age ain't nothing but a number is crazy. Mm-hmm. And that was for Aaliyah, and he wrote that song. So that is just crazy. I can go on and on, but we could think about so many elements. But extremities.
Like, who you bumping and grinding to?
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't put it in my AirPods or I can't just, I don't know. I can't. Extremities as that, I definitely see it as the same. Other cases that is maybe, I not too much or not too heinous.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, So what about yourself? Do you separate the art from the artist?
I feel just like you. I feel like it's a case by case basis.
For sure.
But I feel like for me, I be feeling so separated that I don't think about the artist when I am engaging in the art.
Okay.
Like in the case of, like, let's say in an art world, I'm at an art museum and I see a nice, beautiful painting from Joseph Silverado. I don't know.
Right.
I see a nice painting from him, right? I don't know who he is, what he done, nothing like that. I just see this beautiful blue sky and, like, this is a dope piece of art. Now, that's just ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm not ignorant. I know exactly who Joe Silverado is. I know he did some bank robberies. I know he did some things that was not very morally right.
Mm-hmm.
Does that diminish, like, how I think this is a great piece of work?
No, I think that is different, and I think because we are speaking about music, I feel like that's probably maybe music and movies. Those are the that is the majority of things that really hits people in the heart, in the soul. A lot of other things, paintings and all that things, but majority of the time it's going to be your music and it's going to be your movies and your TV shows. We're going to put that into one.
Yes.
It's going to be that. It's going to be your favorite singer, your favorite actress, whatever, because that's what we hear, that's what we soak in, that's what we see every day. It's different from art. Art is so subjective. Art can be one thing to one person, another to other. Same thing with music, but it's not their voice. The painting's not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing somebody that did something, maybe it's so extreme, I'm hearing them now in my AirPods. I'm hearing them in in a TV show. And how do I feel about that? And for some people, maybe they can separate. And for others, just off of what we just discussed, they just simply can't.
I don't want to make light of any situation, though. Like, let's say something's completely heinous. Like,
right.
There's different cases of people who cannot separate the art from the artist. They will cancel out all of their art because of who the artist is and what they've done. You got, you got your Kanye West, you got your Tory Lanez, you got your R. Kelly's, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people that people will not listen to their music because of the things that they've done, right? But like you said, some people are better at separating art from the artist than other people.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not. Like, I think I just, like you said, I think I'm just a little better at separating from the artist and the art. I'm not sitting here going to be like, I'm not going to praise somebody for what they've done, like, as a person. But I'm also not really a artist person, like a person that just be like, ooh, who I'm listening to right now has done no wrong, done no bad, right? I feel like...
No, not like that.
Not like that.
That's
a bad statement, too. But I feel like I can separate it a little better. I'm not going to go, like, you know what I'm saying? Why you not listening to him? I don't get it. He ain't blah, 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 blah. Your choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that.
It's not even that. It's just more so a personal preference. And if I'm around, I'll personally remove my, just cause it's like, and I'm only speaking about one specific artist. I know a lot of people done stuff, but I just can't, like, I just can't. The kids, the children, the young age, I can't. Why are we listening to that man and bumping and grinding? I cannot help it. Who are you thinking about? This man personally has said he likes younger people. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, like, I could be thinking about something different, but it's creepy. He gives me the ick. He gives me the creeps. So
what about like a Bill Cosby comedy special?
I love my black people. I'm just not gonna say that. I love a lot of musicians, a lot of actors, but there's just a lot of things that I personally just don't want to invite into my spirit. Certain things just don't sit with me. Just like how people say certain movies don't sit well with their spirit, or certain things, or you could feel certain things, or discernment. I don't want to invite that. Or even sometimes people, sidebar, think about the song Anxiety by Doechii and what that brings upon people. I don't want to invite certain things, feelings that you might have or thoughts that you might have thought about in this song. It just creeps me out. And I feel like I'm not the only person. It might be extreme to think that way, but I just can't. Certain people, I just can't do it.
Yeah, and like I guess like you don't know what was the artist's motivations when they made it, like what were they going through. I feel like art is such a beautiful process. It is giving yourself, putting it, like transforming it into something that can reach the masses. It's like, what was I going through? Let's say I was writing about pain and suffering or grief in your case, right? Like, I was writing about that. And that may be transposed into the paper, and then it's out in airways, and people may they may be dealing with grief, and it just may hit them differently, right? Like it's just it's I just feel like it's just so beautiful that we don't even know like how that works. Like it's it could work like that.
It's so different for everybody.
So you have a really great point, like looping back to the original.
It all connects.
Yeah, so like separating what you do and who you are. A lot of these bigger artists, we don't know who they are. We know what they've done. And then based on what they've done, we're kind of like, not like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But for you, the local creative, for you, like the, down to earth creative, I feel like people will stick to what you do as opposed to who you are because they don't know who you are. But also who you are will come out. If you are a very terrible person, it doesn't matter what you do. It's kind of like flip-flop.
It's just like, I guess, kind of being true to you. And that sounds really cheesy, but being true to you then will, convert to being true to your art. And people see through that. So people see through, being disingenuous.
Yes.
People see through the fake. Like, right now, people don't see us being fake. They just don't. Even if you don't know us, you could tell that this is not something that we're just sitting here and being like, oh, okay. Like, it's not that. And I feel like you can see that. So, try to be as true to you as you are. You might think things, you might think that it's okay to like put on a mask or be different or be like somebody else or emulate another behavior, attitude or whatever. But ultimately, people see how you are over time. People are going to see how you are. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm not giving advice, or maybe I am, but it's just good to be true to you.
Be true to you.
Be true to you. Yeah. And that doesn't always mean kindness. Be true to you. That's like when somebody says,
if you ain't a nice person, don't try to fake me.
Right.
Nice
you ever
person.
hear people say, have whatever day that you deserve.
Yeah.
It's that same thing. Be true to who you are.
Whoever that is.
I don't know who that is. I only know who I am. Yeah, you did. Yeah. I know who you are.
Yeah.
I know who I am. And you know who I am. And, we all of our family and friends know who we are. So they know that this is authentic. And that just goes down to you as well.
Also, one thing I want to add to, moving back to art, when it comes to support, do you feel like people will support you based on what you do or based on who you are?
Based on who you are. Right. I mean, I want to say based on what you do, because it sounds nice, but realistically, it's really based on who you are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like people would do you a favor because it's like, oh, of course, I'm going to do you a favor. Yeah, we have this great rapport, we have this great relationship. Or, I'm going to get you a discount because I know you. It's that same type of mindset of like, of course I'm going to watch. Of course I'm going to support because, you my homie. I love you. It's not really like, what it is. Now they might find out, as things evolve, you're really a dope creator. But really, first, it's ultimately about who you are, how they know you, and what relationship y'all have to each other, and then they find out about the art.
This makes me think about, like, let's say you're like in your YouTube journey, right? And you review different films, and you just do it like in a great way. I'm not watching, but like, in order for me to discover you, I'm gonna go based on the film. But once I found you, I don't keep watching if I've seen the film or not because of who you are. Like, it's later for like what the actual film is that you're reviewing. People will stick around because of who you are.
Yeah.
Like, how you make them feel. You're entertaining, or you're funny, or you're very, intentional, or you're very detailed. You can see things that other people don't see when it comes to these reviews or reactions. So it's more about who you are, and that's how you maintain your audience.
I like that you said that.
Because it's just like, I know there's plenty of times when Berlizzi used to post more, I can care less about what game he playing. I'm like, oh, he's entertaining. I'm going to just keep watching him because of who he is. Nonetheless of what he's doing.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I just start watching these YouTubers' reactions, and I was just looking for something. and they were reacting to something Beyonce, and I like her, and I was like, let me see what they think about or whatever. And then it comes to find out they're just two white guys from Canada who, and they're funny. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not just staying now because of the artist. I'm staying now because of their personality.
Exactly.
And I subscribed, and it's ultimately, like you just said, it's about that kind of progress until you get to that end result of somebody seeing like, oh, this is how you are. This is the unfolding. Like,
oh, this is who you are.
Yeah.
And then now they like it or not. Like, that's what it is. Take
Yep.
some time to break that down to figure out who you are. But it will always come out.
Yeah.
It will always for sure come out.
Yeah, whether that's accidental or purposeful, because like you might be quirky. I know I'm really quirky, and sometimes that comes out, or I don't know. It comes to life. It comes to the camera, 4K. It definitely does. So yeah, always kind of stick to who you are. So whoever that is, whether that is a good person, a different person, maybe you're sarcastic, whatever it is, just stick to who you are, and the right people will find you, and they will connect to your art. So I wanted to bring it back around to you, the question about support. What do you feel as far as support? Do you think people support you based on who you are, or what you do?
I definitely agree. Like, who you are is a big caveat. But superficial support is definitely what you do.
Oh, yeah.
So, hear me out. Like, let's say a barber. Art. It's less about who you are. Some people, I don't care about your personality. Can you line me up straight, please?
Can you straighten my hair?
Like, can you, when it comes to a service, sometimes it's really like what you do and how well you do it, right? Barber, Uber driver.
But also, what if they're rude? What if they don't have great customer service? That's
true. Then who you are, definitely,
that's customer service.
Yeah,
you have to give people the correct service.
That is true. But like, what if it's like, yeah, true. Bad customer service will probably trumps it all.
You're trying to get the lineup, and they're just cussing you out and being like, "Why your hair?" Like just being not nice or not.
I know some people that probably put up with all that just because they got a good lineup.
That's true. Would you?
Nah. The price right.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. But like, I feel like it's definitely like 70% who you are, 30% what you do.
Okay, I feel.
Because like your true people who really genuinely rock with you, support you, they'll be who you are. Who you are will be enough.
Right.
People who are just getting to know you or kind of like superficial fans of you, what you do is really important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had people that supported me, quote unquote, and they was like, yeah, like, I rock with you. I like your films. But they will not watch any film I've done because of who I am. It's really, what's the film about? What's the genre? What's the, I don't know. Like, I don't really like romance. I like horror. Where's that at? I'm going to watch. I'll support that. What you do. Not because of who you are to them. It's like what you value.
That's such an interesting way that you put that, because it makes me want to bring it around. I don't want to be going in circles, but good. It makes me bring around then waiting to be really what you do versus who you are. Because if it's who I am, you're going to support me whatever. If you don't even like romance, you're going to just watch it.
Yeah.
Like versus who, I don't know. I just feel like it would be the opposite, because it would just be they not doing it on who you are. Because if you're a talented person, they're gonna watch anything. If it's what you
they don't know what I'm doing.
they're gonna like, oh, you make videos, okay, I'm gonna just watch it. And maybe they halfway watch it or not watch it. But if it's strictly on who you are, they're gonna watch anything. So I just wanted to bring that perspective. Maybe it's the opposite too as well. Like maybe it's really not what you do, but it's really who you are. Or I'm sorry, I'm saying it backwards. It's really who you are and not what you do. Because a lot of people, if you support somebody,
it's unconditional sometimes.
Right. You don't need an explanation. I don't need a long message. Click, boom. I don't even have to see the title.
And I have cool people in my life that's like that. And I feel like you have cool people in your life that's like that. It doesn't matter what you're doing. They're supporting you because of who you are.
Yeah.
But there are also people in this world who may be in our life, may not be in our life. It depends what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know who you are, and I support you a little bit of what you're doing.
Right.
Do I like that
I'll
or not?
support it. You keep spamming it. Okay. All right. I guess.
Kind of movies. Romance. I'm good.
So.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying one method of support is better than the other. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm a little biased. I would love for people to just support me for who I am.
Right.
Not necessarily what I'm doing.
What I do. Because it don't matter. And then what I'm doing might change. It might forever change. And that's based on who I am. And I'm forever growing. So what I do might not be the same thing I did 5 years ago, 2 months ago, heck, a week ago.
But who I am, maybe.
Who I am is consistent. Who I am, I'm going to show you the same person. Of course, I'm going to evolve, but I am going to be authentically me. So I need you to support me in whatever I do, whoever I aim to be or aim to do. So yeah, support. I think that was a good little section of just talking about support.
Yeah, and, because that's another caveat. That's like tricky.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Super tricky, but I hope like you guys kind of get what we're saying about like what's more important, who you are or what you do when it comes to creator. Like, do people support you because of who you are, or they support you because of what you do? When we're talking about big name artists, is it more important than what they do, or more important than like who they are, who they've shown they are? Can you separate the artist from the art? I feel like we hit a lot of topics, a lot of cousins in that but like, you know what I'm saying? Let us know what you thinking. You know, kind of before we get into our final 5, let us know how you feel like in that realm. Can you separate the artist from the art? Do you feel like it's more important what you do, or is more important who you are when it comes to a creative? You know what I'm saying? I've heard both sides.
That's right.
So we'd love to dive into our final 5. You know, that's just like 5 words, phrase, different words, a sentence that kind of just sums up what we talked here today. Would you like to go first?
Yes. Okay. So my final 5 for this week is you're a part of something bigger. And that just, I feel like to simplify that is, to me, it's about, your quantity versus your quality. Just for me, it varies upon different people. But I feel like it's not about really what you do. Again, we spoke about what you do changes constantly. And it's everything, every person, everything is going to have their chance to be in front of the bright light. And then what happens with that light fickles and it sizzles and it burns, and then somebody else gets in front of that light. So instead of focusing on the things you do and the things you put out, that's going to forever change. And while you should do your best for the things you put out, you should do your very best to think about the bigger thing, the bigger picture here, which is really how you come off to people, how you interact with people, how you service people. Because nobody wants, they may, but truly, nobody wants to watch art and behind it is somebody who's an a-hole. Yeah. And if that you do, that's fine. But ultimately, how you're a part of this bigger piece of the puzzle. So you want to make sure everything you do is representative of that. You're a part of something bigger. Don't forget the mission here. While you're trying to, be this or be that or be someone else, don't forget the reason that you're even doing this in the first place. Think about the bigger purpose here.
Remember your why. I remember you said that before.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I can give you guys for my final 5.
Okay.
What about you?
My final 5 is just stay true to you.
Okay.
So we kind of said it before. Yeah. It's like, just stay true to yourself, because yourself will come out anyway.
Yeah.
I find it very cool and very funny where, this may be like, an interesting example, but back when I wrote Contention all those years ago, you can tell who wrote the script because you kind of put in some things that sound like you. It's something, a little Easter egg, and my mom like cracks up at it every time. In Contention, when Karina's character was ordering Chinese food, she asked for shrimp fried rice, wings, and 2 egg rolls. That is me, my sister's order.
That's your order. That's so funny.
So it's like, that's what we used to get all the time growing up. So, but like little things that I say might end up in the script, or just like, even like some scripts that Thomas wrote, it's like, it sounds like him. Who you are will always come out in your art anyway. Yeah. So just be true to yourself, be true to you. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to, because it's gonna come out, bro. It's gonna come out. Like, you're good. Yeah. Like, just let it out, and just let the pieces fall where they may. You're a good person, bad person, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let it come. Let it out. Let it out. Just let it out. You can't hide it.
Yeah. And also, if you want to evolve, it's important to evolve as well. So you're involved. The way you evolve is also going to come forth as well. You might not stay the same way all these years or whatever. You might just grow, and that's okay too. But whoever that looks like, whoever you're evolving to, just make sure you, like you said, just bring that forth. And that's what people like. That's what people want. Mm-hmm. That's what we know that you want. And we want to see that as well.
You do.
So if you liked what we talked about today, make sure you like this video. It is free. Okay, make sure you comment. Let us know what you think about, what we talked about. All the layers we talked about. We went around so many different realms, but we got back to the main point. But just let us know how you feel about it, if you connected with it or not, If you guys like this video as much as we love making it, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their friend, their brother, their sister, their mother, their cousin, anybody.
All of them.
All of them. And once again, for creatives by creatives, and we'll see you next time. Bye.